Ukraine executed one of the most audacious drone warfare operations in modern military history. In what Russian media quickly dubbed Russia's Pearl Harbor, waves of first-person view, FPV drones targeted 4 of Russia's major airbases, igniting lethal fires across strategic bomber fleets. Within hours, at least 40 Russian aircraft, among them multiple Tu-95MS and Tu-160 strategic bombers, lay burning on runways stretching from the Arctic to Siberia. Today, we unpack Operation Web, a meticulously planned asymmetric warfare campaign that required 18 months of covert preparation, involved sophisticated military technology, and showcased Ukraine's growing prowess in drone-based strikes. Operation Web did not begin with a single drone launch. It originated from a sustained campaign of intelligence gathering, engineering innovation, and logistical finesse. According to Ukrainian security service sources, the SBU devoted over 18 months to designing, testing, and concealing FPV drones capable of breaching Russian air defenses. Under the direct supervision of President Volodymyr Zelensky, and with SBU Chief Vasyl Maliuk leading the operational detail, engineers refined drone designs to balance speed, maneuverability, and explosive payload. These kamikaze drones, outfitted with high-resolution cameras, offered remote pilots a real-time view, enabling precise navigation into heavily fortified airbases. Meanwhile, covert operatives smuggled drone components and mobile wooden cabins into Russian territory under cover of civilian logistics. These cabins, mounted on trucks, concealed the drones beneath remote-controlled roofs. Once stationed near Irkutsk, these roofs opened silently, releasing dozens of FPV drones at a moment's notice. It was this blend of ingenuity and patience, coupled with an intimate knowledge of Russian base security routines, that laid the foundation for a devastating asymmetric warfare strike against the heart of Russia's strategic air arm. The first wave of FPV drones descended on Olenya Air Base, perched on the Kola Peninsula, 92 kilometers south of Murmansk. Russian air defense crews, accustomed to intercepting conventional threats, found themselves overwhelmed by small, nimble drones darting beneath radar coverage. In less than 10 minutes, multiple Tu-95MS strategic bombers, aircraft integral to Russia's nuclear deterrence, erupted in flames. Video footage from the base showed wings buckling under heat and fuselages collapsing as crews scrambled to fight towering infernos. Simultaneously, another drone wave struck Belaya Air Base, roughly 200 kilometers south of Murmansk. Here, at least 2 additional Tu-95MS bombers and several support aircraft were struck. Fires spread across the tarmac as smoke plumes darkened the Arctic dawn. Russian soldiers attempted to scramble jets to intercept the operators of this unprecedented FPV drone flock, but the drones had already achieved pyrokinetic effects. In other words, they destroyed aircraft through blast and fire rather than direct military engagement. By the time smoke cleared, analysts estimated that over 20 heavy bombers, reconnaissance planes, and support helicopters were rendered inoperable at these 2 Arctic installations. While attention focused on the Arctic North, a parallel assault unfolded some 3,000 kilometers to the southeast. In Irkutsk, just after sunrise local time, a truck carrying a concealed wooden cabin paused along a desolate stretch of road near the airfield. Without warning, the roof of the cabin slid open, and a swarm of FPV drones launched toward the runway. 2 Tu-160 Blackjack strategic bombers parked side by side became primary targets. Within moments, drone pilots guided explosive-laden airframes directly into the Blackjacks, igniting fuel tanks and tearing open fuselages. Thick black smoke rose over Siberia, a stark contrast to the icy vistas of the Kola Peninsula. Reports suggest these strikes destroyed at least 2 Tu-160s, the first successful FPV drone hits on Russia's supersonic heavy bomber fleet. Concurrently, Severomorsk Naval Base, home port to the Northern Fleet's nuclear-armed submarines, went under assault. As the Arctic fog lifted, Russian photographers captured scenes of explosions near submarine pens. Fires raged through support facilities, threatening arming areas for intercontinental ballistic missile submarines. Security analysts now assess that damage to infrastructure at Severomorsk could disrupt maintenance cycles and degrade Russia's second strike submarine readiness in the Arctic. By coordinating simultaneous drone strikes on both air and naval strategic assets, Ukraine effectively demonstrated how small, low-cost platforms can threaten high-value military technology, even in remote, heavily defended regions. The destruction of at least 4 Tu-95MS bombers and 2 Tu-160s in a single day strikes a profound blow to Russia's strategic bomber fleet. These aircraft form the backbone of Russia's long-range strike capability and nuclear deterrent posture. Each Tu-95MS and Tu-160 carries strategic cruise missiles and air-to-surface munitions capable of striking targets across Europe and beyond. With these losses, Russia's ability to project power in conventional and nuclear scenarios is temporarily degraded. Moreover, the success of Operation Web signals a paradigm shift in modern warfare. By leveraging advanced FPV drone technology, Ukraine bypassed Russia's integrated air defense network. Rather than relying on large, expensive platforms vulnerable to surface-to-air missiles or interceptor jets, Ukraine used hundreds of small drones. Each drone cost a fraction of a bomber, yet collectively they inflicted disproportionate damage. This is a textbook example of asymmetric warfare at its most effective. Low-cost unmanned systems overwhelming high-value strategic assets. In response, the Kremlin called an urgent meeting of top defense officials, ordering mass sorties of Russian aerospace forces units to patrol other major airbases. Reports indicate that over 100 combat jets were scrambled in the hours following the Strasbourg-style raids, though none intercepted the elusive drone swarm. Russian strategists now face the urgent task of devising countermeasures to mitigate FPV drone threats, ranging from dedicated drone hunting squadrons to modified electronic warfare tactics, before additional strategic bombers or nuclear naval assets can be targeted. Operation Web stands as a landmark in the evolution of drone warfare. By combining intricate logistics, covert smuggling of FPV drones, and precise remote piloting, Ukraine delivered a crippling blow to Russia's airborne and seaborne strategic deterrents. The scale of destruction: over 40 Russian strategic aircraft struck, at least 6 heavy bombers destroyed, and critical naval support facilities on fire, has altered the balance of power in this protracted conflict. As Ukraine pursues further innovations in asymmetric warfare, Russia grapples with a security dilemma: how to defend sprawling strategic assets against a new breed of small, low-cost, high-impact threats. Lessons learned from Web will likely reverberate across militaries worldwide. Expect to see similar FPV drone tactics employed wherever large, vulnerable military platforms congregate. For now, Russia must rebuild its bomber fleet, reinforce naval bases, and develop robust counter-drone doctrines, all under the looming shadow of asymmetric threats. If you found this analysis insightful, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more in-depth defense updates. Leave a comment. Can Russia adapt its air defense and naval security to withstand next-generation drone assaults? We'll continue tracking this evolving story in our upcoming videos.